opening this YouTube channel with a reading towards love. And I'm talking about romantic love, intimate love, love that's, you either already feeling towards someone or that you're looking towards feeling with someone that is not necessarily there. So I want you to think about how does this thing makes you feel at this moment. Think about all the joy, all the desire, all of the madness, all of the heartbreak, everything that comes with it, how this thing makes you feel at this moment, and choose between these three groups that I'm presenting as group number 1, red roses, group number 2, lavender, and group number 3, rosemary. Which flower are you feeling attracted towards? Which one is calling for you? Doesn't necessarily need to have a logical explanation. Just, maybe think about which one of them makes you know now, like from their smell, how are they calling for you through their smell? Maybe which flower would you like to receive from someone you love? Which flower would you like to offer to someone you love? So once you have your group, you can go in the description down below. I'm gonna put the exact time for each reading, and then you can skip the video. But yeah, for today I'm gonna be using the medieval tarot. It's a medieval Italian tarot that has this very romantic set of cards, and I hope you enjoy this reading. So see you in your group. So now starting for the first reading, group number 1, group who picked red roses, an orientation, guidance towards love for group number 1, red roses. Okay, so group number 1. What calls me the first attention as I'm opening is the present. So the present, you have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords, it talks about you and the other. It talks about how to establish limits, how to establish agreements in your relationship. How do you, get to a point that this is me, I have different needs than you, and the other person is the same. This is me, these are my needs. We're not really having the same needs. But some, you know, like it's possible to come to an agreement. Is here in this card is like two different knights, and they're holding hands. Not super friendly, not super, you know, like they're just like, okay, I acknowledge this, but comes from a disagreement. You know, it comes from diverging places. So there is a feeling that somehow is being expressed in divergency. But what is interesting is that on the focus of this reading, you have the Three of Coins. And the tree, you know, in numerology, it's the harmonization of the two, which was here. So you have two polarities that are not really, you know, coming together so well. It's too much here and there. And then the tree comes to make these points meet in a more harmonious place. In a place that in the Tree of Coins talks about beauty, it talks about expression, it talks about harmony, you know, like it's art. I see it can be, you know, maybe artists, you know, people who make art because of the, you know, like it's how this card is associating towards art in these images. How does, even with this disagreement, that is an agreement, you know, we agree to disagree. We agree to disagree, but we're focused on, you know, finding this other place that is a harmony, you know, like how can we live together beautifully? That's the focus. But then, you know, I think it's a reading that says that there is a lot of work to be done, because in your challenge there is the Three of Wands, and just as in the focus was a tree, so you have two trees in your game, the Three of Wands in the challenge might talk about, you know, how these agreements, they're not necessarily coming from a expression of how you actually feel, because fire, love, is something that is not possible to be touched, you know, in the here we talk about touch, we talk about matter, we talk about construction, you know, individuality, idealized love. We can talk maybe about this idealized harmonization of the two people that are having friction. But then the challenge, there is a challenge to welcome love in a way, to welcome this more raw feeling that we can't really, you know, like we it demands work, it demands, you know, like here these three figures, they're like hammering, like not hammering, but like with this tool, they're hammering this stick, which would be the ones which would be like this desire, this you know, like this, we are sculpting this love, we're giving shape to this form that doesn't have shape. Love doesn't have shape. Love is the feeling, you know. So let's leave this here for a moment and go to what makes sense to you at this moment, because it's a very strong card in what makes sense, because it's the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords, in what would make sense to you, sorry, in this process, is something that is like, it goes through your throats. It's like something that is, you're trying to put these limits and you're trying to create this this uh, idea of self that is disconnected from this desire. Does it make sense to you? Like you're trying in a way to maybe uh, protect yourself, but this protection is hitting the wrong way. This protection is hitting something that you can't really control. This protection through rational, logical things like is not working because it's a feeling that is it wants to come out and you're not letting. It feels like it's, you know, like it's, there is no resistance. You can't resist towards love. You know, it's when you're feeling it. It's something. It's very strong. So, uh, what shows up in this revelation is the Hermit. Is this major arcanum that talks about how in this process maybe the key for for understanding how you're feeling and how what to do with this other that you're not getting on agreement with. Um, how does this card in the process is gonna tell you to go within yourself in a more introspective, not necessarily lonely. I say I would say lonely in the sense of get back to, you know, your past, to who you are, to what, you know, this journey that you've made and that you need to look with more maturity. Maybe you need to look at the things that you've been through, all of your emotions. This card here on this deck, it shows the Hermit is coming, is not really into the cave of the Hermit, is coming into the ocean, is stepping into the sea, which would represent this all of this emotional content that we hold, all of the subjectivities, subjective elements that we hold that we're not so conscient, because our conscience is denying. It's denying. We're saying that like it doesn't make sense to be in this conflict, you know, because there is something else that I don't understand and I can't explain that is coming through me and making me feel this way. So you come as a hermit into the sea, and I think also there is a missing of water element here in a way in your reading. The only water in this game is this representation that the thing that you need to get in, you need to access, you need to face how you've been hurt, how you've been, you know, things that you hold and things that have made you create these limits in the present. But at the same time, these limits are being brought to a moment of some disconnection from this expression that wants to be, you know, is kind of like a counterintuitive expression. It's like something that you can't, it's not giving shape. You can't give shape. You're not being able to handle, because in the center of the game is very interesting. That then is the force, is the card that represents this work that needs to be done. That is not a work like this. It's not like fighting. It's not like necessarily. It's not about not talking to the other. There must be dialogue. There must be. Um, okay, I'm not gonna say must because must is very strong, but should could be good. There should be, well, whatever you feel. Must can also be, because otherwise the beast is gonna eat you up. So you kind of like must talk to it. Yeah, it's you need to group number one, Red Roses group. You need to be able to handle this desire that you're feeling. There is this figure of this lion, this beast that is like representing all this fire, all this sexual also force. Like it's how do you tame this beast? How do you make it work with you? How, instead of like being against you, and how, instead of like putting it into a cage, you bring this feeling out of your cage of the hermits, you bring it out, and you learn to be like, hey, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I would like to work with, and I would like to to create something that's beautiful from it. At least, you know, I want to make something that is harmonious, and I want to make something that it's inspiring, and that these sharp cold limits that my consciousness is putting to to resolve this conflict is not working. So it's is leaving space for this expression, and leaving space for uh, working within this desire, this love. So it seems in general it's a reading that's about a love that is asking for work, is asking, well, you know, it's not easy. Is asking for I'm not saying necessarily, you know, come back to this person or whatever. In the same, it's just like it's recognizing how you feel and being honest within how you feel. You know, is this, instead of just blocking things, and maybe seeing that this feeling is higher and is stronger, than this 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 trying and to control, and this trying to to hold things together in a specific way, like not necessarily to hold things together, but to control things you can't control. And I think that's the message for group number one. I hope you liked, and thank you very much. So now I'm gonna open the readings for group number two, group for Lavender, an orientation towards love, towards intimacy, desire, for group number two, an orientation towards love, for group number two. Okay. This is a strong reading. I feel it's mostly because there is a cycle in the message, which starts with the world as your present, and in the resolution, in the end of in the center of the game, of the end of the process, is the Queen of Cups. So it's this very strong, these two very strong cards that have everything to do with love. And it's like this fountain, this desire to love, this wish, this very strong feeling that is here presented in this game. There is this huge hope for love. There is this huge wish to love. And there are things on the way. And this present moment where you are right now, this point of this way that you are, is this moment where you kind of you reach in a certain level this bliss, you know, this desire to love. You have a huge desire. I even repeating myself, I think, because it's very strong, and you just want to love and you want to be loved. This is the point. But as I'm repeating here, I think even like excessively, it's kind of, I think, what could be happening. Because it's like, I want to be loved, I want to be loved, I want to be loved, and you're screaming. The 7 of Wands in the challenge is like, you're stressed, you're screaming towards, you know, like here there is this person who is screaming on the other side of the wall towards people who are not really convinced. They are not really, you know, they are a bit uninterested about what this person wants to give or convince them. And here's the Pope then on what makes sense to you. Is there is something about wanting to convince your idea of love, your not just your idea of love, but want to convince people to love you no matter what. You know, you're stressing and you're using this energy for this. Because I think the Pope, he can talk, when he talks to the 7 of Wands, there is something to do with power, with misuse of power, of wanting to instead of using your love for inspiration, you know, you're wanting to use your love to conquer, to manipulate, to you know, say beautiful words, say things that are gonna hold people, but they still don't care. They still don't care, and is in vain. Like all of this seems to be in vain, because there is also in the revelation, it shows there is a big threat that you're gonna be stolen in this way. Like all of this love that you want to share, all of this nice intentions, because even though there could be this wanting to convince and wanting to do, it comes from a good place. It comes, you know, like from just wanting to be loved, and then there's no one to love me, and what's going on? Like I'm so worth of loving, and you know, and it's not happening. The universe here, the wheel of fortune, is not taking me to a place where this person is, or these people are, this reciprocal, you know, vision is not here. And is interesting. There are two tens in your game. Is the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune, it appears in your focus. So it's somehow, okay, the Wheel of Fortune is not something that you spin yourself, just yourself. You know, like the union is how things around you are being moved in a way that is gonna take you through people, through situations, through places, and through these encounters and through these frictions, through this stress, you should be taken to in your understanding to be more aligned with what you're here to do. You know what the universe is telling you to do right now, instead of like wasting your energy in places that are not giving back to you. It's not giving back, it's just taking away. So um, the again, like in the Seven of Wands, like the seven is this desire to go, you know, like you found in the world your unity, you found what you want, you found your desire, found the love that you want to have. Then you put this as a focus there on the seven. Like you get the point, put the point there, and you want to run towards this point. You want to go like rah. And it's not like this here. Like this road, this way of getting to this point in the Ten of Wands is all of these men hiding behind the bushes. They're like ready to attack. They're ready to like steal all of the gold from these donkeys and these farmers. Poor donkeys and poor farmers, they are gonna be stolen. Because in a way, it's also where you're being taken on. You know, like it's part of your way to encounter these things that are threatening and that are getting something from you, you know, that's stealing something from you, unfortunately, because it means that you're still being, you know, like loud on this you're attached. And how to detach, you know, like how to communicate this love, this desire, this spiritual, like this, like the Pope as the person who translates love, you know, to people, the person who shares, who wants to have a greater group. Because I'm even feeling that I'm like even like a bit overwhelmed by I'm overwhelmed by this reading, because it's a lot of movement, it's a lot of passion. And how do you ground yourself? How do you, you know, like how do you remember that even though is these threats and these things that are not compatible, they shouldn't be a reason for you to drop your wish, to drop your dream of, you know, like all of this. Because the Queen of Cups in the result in the center of the game, she's here, like she is the archetype of the person who gets their strength through feeling, through being, you know, completely open and vulnerable. Is a vulnerability that, you know, like it goes through this terrible man that are gonna hurt you and da da da, but you keep your vulnerability in a way. Because if you don't, if you lose this how you feel, you're gonna be disconnected. You know, you're gonna be disconnected from your ground, from your water, from, you know, it's just gonna be anger, it's just gonna be fire, you know, because it comes from the same place of love. You know, it's both are fire. And you know, it's just the classic, like people are people are not giving you value, and you're looking towards the wrong direction for this approval, for this love, for this recognition. And it shouldn't be like this. It's naturally in you, and the way that you naturally are, and without, you know, like trying to push, this is your connection to love, to spirituality. Like the Pope is here above the Queen of Cups. Is a huge, like there is a huge spiritual calling for you. I see, like there is something that you need to be caring, you know, you need to be caring in a way that's within all this chaos. Like it's the Queen of Cups here is in this tarot. She is Aphrodite. She's like Venus, you know, it's goddess of love, literally. She makes the wheel spin. She is the center of the wheel of fortune, because, and then again, each person is gonna have something in the center of the wheel. Maybe the person, the people that you're trying to give love, or you're searching for love, they have something else. Maybe, I don't know, it's not the Queen of Cups in the center of the wheel. Maybe, I don't know, it's the Emperor. I don't know. It's something else. But it's not you. You are super like sensible to these things and to the world. Your place in the world is a place of sensibility, is a place of creativity and art and beauty. Venus. Venus. Venus in the fifth house. Venus in the seventh house. No. Venus in Pisces. Venus. Venus in water signs. But I see a lot of Pisces here in the center, the Queen of Cups. And the seven and the 10 of wands is a fire here. Here is the fire that is burning, is like pulling you, and is instead of igniting your energy, igniting this inspiration that is going on here. Like here is so inspired. This part of the game, like here is great. Here is this fire that is consuming you, instead of giving you energy and inspiration, is just consuming. It's taking away the drowning in the this, like here on the bottom of this figure. There's people drowning on the sea because they're not, you know, they're not following the movements that needs to be changed, you know. And it's not a change in the other, it's a change on how you see the yourself in relation to the other. Is respecting also the other, you know, like it's just not happening. I don't know, it's just, but it's a very strong game. I feel very moved by this game. I feel like these two very strong figures. Even the Pope, like, oh my God. So yeah, this this is what I have to say for this message of the group number 2. I think what could be nice even is to use lavender. Use actually lavender in your day-to-day to calm you down, you know, because have lavender tea, lavender baths, lavender essential oil. I'm making like I love making this because it's something that calms you down, you know, it calms the spirit. Especially this communication is Mercury. Lavender is something that calms down Mercury, and the Pope is linked to Mercury. You know, like is intellect, communication, is how this communication needs to be aligned with the right things instead of things that are stressing you. You know, like stress comes and you just need to know how to, you know, how to fix it. Receive the stress, receive the anger, receive the everything. I'm not saying block everything. I'm saying receive. It's part of you also. You're not, babe. You're not like the angel. You know, like we have problems. You know, we have our parts that are dark and are stressed and that have anger, and that you need to let this make your wheel spin also, you know, but just don't let it direct your movements. Take this, try to maybe transform, you know, like instead of letting this here in the base consume you, as I said, try to transform, you know, in the wheel of fortune. Use this energy instead of pulling you back, pulling you down, pulling you towards you know, a fucking wall, like facing a wall. Instead of hitting this wall all the time, use it to as energy, use it as inspiration to reach your true place, like your place as the queen. You know. So this is what I have to say. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed, and I see you on your next reading. So now let's go for group number 3. The group who picked Rosemary. So an orientation towards love for the group who picked Rosemary. An orientation towards romantic love, intimacy, connection. How is group number 3 relating to this energy? So, group number 3, Rosemary. On your present moments, the card that came is the Emperor. And thinking about, love and relationships, it feels like you are putting yourself in a position of power and control and order and stability, because you want to build something that is safe for you. You want to provide also, in a way, safety, and you want to, like, have this ground that you've built upon. You build on this ground. Your ideas of love and family, like number 4, as the square, logic, reason. You are maybe taking your feelings to a rational place that is very guided by logic. That actually is finding a place that is crumbling. It's falling apart. This 4, this square, this house that you've been trying to build is falling apart on the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords is the death of the ego. The 10 of Swords is the moment that you realize that is an illusion. It's a lie. It's this thing that you've been building is a lie, because it's not aligned. It's not aligned with who you are in your truth. It's something that is very social. It's something it's very like this posture of being in society, of wanting to love this way because it's no, it's falling apart, and you're feeling it can be a feeling of desperation, because this is falling apart because your dreams are talking to you, your unconsciousness is talking to you, your feelings that are very old feelings, karmic, subconscious traumas. All of these things are coming up. They're and you're there, like feeling these different things, feeling these different parts of yourself that are coming to surface in this deep sea that is like your emotions. And these things are coming up, and they're showing, hey, this is something that you should be looking for, because it's a part of you. It's something that's important to have a look. And the challenge of this process is that it feels like these things are coming up in a very fast pace. They're like, in the 8 of Wands, they're like, the 8 of Wands here is your challenge. And it can be like there is not enough time to process even these things, because maybe you're not even allowing yourself to process these things. You're not allowing, you built a shield, you've built a house, a construction to avoid these feelings that are contradicting your safety, that you want to idealize. It's things that are like kind of like knocking the door. It's like so many things happening, so much overwhelm, so much anger, desire, passion, like all of these fire wands, things that are like there, like done, is pushing you to this breaking point of the 10 of Swords. And it's very interesting also how I was talking about the square of the 4 as like this closed system. And here, in this game, there is also a closed system in a way. here, the 4 of the Emperor. Then we come to the 7 of Cups in your what makes sense to you right now. 8 of Wands, so 7, 8, 8 in your challenge. 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to the 7. There is, instead of a circle, it's more like a square. It's more like is a square that needs to be redefined. And we're gonna go there because the revelation of this process is the 9 of Cups, and the 9 of Cups is the card that talks about going deep in this sea that like is the sea that is bringing all of these things that you can control and is bringing and you're like, what the fuck, I can't stand this anymore. Stop bringing like all of this problems to me, all of these things that I'm trying to avoid to have my safety. Stop trying to, you need to learn how to navigate in these emotions. You need to learn, here is a boat that is going through like the cups, the sea. You need to navigate towards your inner self, like, and to be accepting of these parts of you that are coming. The 7 with them is it can be very sad. It can be it's a process that it can be just very sad, but it's necessary. It's very necessary, because otherwise you're gonna be running away from these emotions, like in the Emperor. Like the Emperor, like is not really a card that is associated with emotions. It's associated with structure and power and like this, all of these things, of these desires. Mars, and then like coming to the center of the game, which is the 7 of Swords. And just as there is a 7 on top of the 7, there are 2 7s here, one on top of the other. And the first one that I told you, the Cups one, is the one that's bringing, like these different parts of yourself. It's bringing these different emotions. It's bringing these contradictions. It's bringing these things that makes up who you are. It brings other parts of yourself to you. And the 7 of Swords is about taking all of these different, let's say like rays of light, these different rays that compose who you are, and you align them in a focus, in a direction, in a point. Here, like you have 7 swords aligned to this pot full of gold, or not even gold. I don't know, but there's a rainbow here. There is a rainbow, and it could be. I see it as like the pot of gold. Like is the pot that is like all of your richness and your self, your individuality is focused in this rainbow with the 7 colors of the rainbow. So it's like, instead of like saying I am a rainbow, let's say like this, I'm a rainbow. The rainbow has many colors in it. It has 7 colors, but I just like red. I just like the color red. I think the color red suits me well, and I'm gonna like be this persona of the color red in the way that I love, in the way that I want my lover to be. It needs to be red, and only red. But then the other color starts to show, and then it's about using this power of materialization and of construction to construct something that is aligned with your whole, with the different things that you need to be, like instead of constructing a building that you can't let that is waterproof, you know, is a building that no water is gonna enter. Is like barrages. You're constructing a house that there's no flooding. But instead of this, you need to be able to build a house that like creates a channel, like a canalization, you know, like there is a fountain in the middle of the house, in the heart of the house. Like there's a fountain, you know. It's like you need to integrate the water, you need to integrate your emotions, you need to integrate all of this sadness, you know, like it's this thing that brings sadness, but this sadness needs to be looked on to be transformed into your more developed version of yourself, you know, and eventually your best version of yourself, you know, is necessary to put a focus in this, you know, and it's difficult, it demands, it's focusing your attention, focusing your energy, focusing your everything in this unlogical feelings. It's love. It's a part of a love that you can't understand by logic. It's a part of love that you need. You need to surrender. The emperor needs to surrender to the feelings that are going through, and that are gonna integrate this personality in a more beautiful way. Like not to say beautiful, yeah, beautiful. Like I don't know, is just there the point, not the pot of gold. So I hope you like this message. I hope you like this reading, and I see you next time. Thank you.